All morning long, Columbus police officers have been going in and out of Grant Medical Center. They're here to check on their injured brother. Shop windows look like this, bullet holes in the glass. His name is Ricky Walter Schiffer, and as you said, after a nearly 6-hour search today, he was ultimately shot and killed by law enforcement. That's not the only changes in the short north. Police have placed these security camera towers all up and down High Street. You can still see dozens of emergency personnel out on I-70 right now. As you said, we have just learned that 3 people have died. The kayak pound is one of the many things that you can do to cool down here at ODNR Park, and man, does it feel good after a long day in the heat. This law covers texting, scrolling through social media, basically anything you do holding and typing on your phone while driving. Most students I spoke with say most of the time they feel safe on this side of High Street, but when they cross over to the other side, that's when they feel unsafe. Of the 26 that replied, from Los Angeles to Philadelphia to Dallas, none of them provide security details for their entire city council. Flat into purple, and then we keep spinning, and then go flat into the blue, and we keep spinning.
And we need help, like, a lot.
The woman you hear in this 911 call was riding on that charter bus filled with students from Tuscarawas Valley schools.
But yet we're in a van full. Yes, we are.
Okay.
And it's on fire. We need help.
Okay,
and we have children still in the coast.
Okay, can you get the children
so.
out? Can you get
We're
the children
trying.
out?
We're trying, but the back of the bus is on fire.
The woman says there were more than 50 people on the bus. The operator asks her for a head count.
Take a deep breath for me. You're doing a good job. I need to know how many
All
people
right.
are out of that bus, okay?
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can hear the woman consoling the students.
Breathe, 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 breathe.
We had a fire, we had a hazmat incident, we had a rescue, and we had a working extrication all at the same time. We had, bystanders, trying to get somebody out of the bus, and they were very vocal that there's still people on that bus. Was able to assign companies immediately to start extinguishment and rescue and extrication. Our crews made every effort to get on that bus.
While the firefighters were tending to the flames, the EMS crews started triage.
So part of our job with the triage is basically figuring out who's hurt, who can wait, who needs to go, who needs prioritized, who can wait.
West Licking Fire District leaders describe the scene as unlike anything they've seen before and hope to never see again. Through all the flames and fear, they say there were some actions that were undeniable.
Heroism, strength, and teamwork. At how those kids all helped, and those kids stuck together. That school district very much to be applauded.
People say one moment can define you.
It really hurts sometimes, though, to think of like the parts of me that have kind of died.
But Keziah Lewis says she's not going to let a horrible tragedy define her.
I feel kind of like a phoenix. A little bit.
Keziah is one of several people who were seriously injured from a malfunction on the Fireball ride at the Ohio State Fair in 2017. Her boyfriend, Tyler Jarrell, died. Following the accident, Keziah spent 6 months in the hospital, endured 12 surgeries, and abruptly stopped her college life at the University of Cincinnati.
After the accident, I took a couple years off. I wasn't really sure if I was going to go back to school.
Then one day, out of the blue, she says something changed.
I think it was actually during shutdown. Every time I pick up a book and I read a story, I think, wow, but what if this would happen? What if this had been the ending? And it like inspires me to like kind of branch off and create like whole different worlds and different situations of my own.
Keziah says that's when she picked back up her pen and started writing again. She enrolled in online classes at UC. Her mother is calling this a story of faith, hope, and perseverance.
Embrace this journey that you're on, and it's committed. The sky is the limit for you. And you're an amazing person. I call it my heaven on earth.
On Saturday, Keziah will walk across the stage and be awarded her diploma with a degree in English creative writing.
I am so stoked, ecstatic. I do cartwheels and backflips inside every time I think about it.
Keziah says she feels like she's finally found herself again.
I feel like if 6 years ago me would look at me now, it would be kind of in awe.
She says she's not forgetting about the past, but rather building on it. And Tyler, the person she physically lost that day, Keziah says she knows he will be with her every step of the way.
Oh, I feel like he'd be so happy and so excited. I think he would definitely be proud of me.
Nancy Gerwin with Congregation Tifereth Israel on Broad Street says on October 7th, just hours after finding out about the attack on Israel, the weight of the war set in.
A congregant of ours was leaving to go home a little bit before noon, and he was walking to his car, and a gentleman had pulled into our parking lot, parked his car, was walking, what seemed to be walking into the synagogue, and confronted the congregant and said some really nasty things.
This was just after Shabbat services. Gerwin says that person went right back inside to alert the congregation security officer.
The whole morning was scary because all of a sudden Israel was at war, and there was nothing that any of us from here could really do except for pray very, very hard.
A few miles away in Bexley, Debbie Myers says she hung up an Israeli flag to show solidarity. Then Sunday, she says hate came knocking at her door.
Hello? And it was someone I didn't recognize, so I went on my ring.
Right here is where the man says an anti-Semitic slur into the camera.
I use disgusting.
I was in shock. I did not expect that at all. He probably was here for another maybe 15, 30 seconds.
Bexley police have identified the man as 39-year-old Jacob Reedy. We now know he did the same thing to another house with an Israeli flag not too far from Myers. Reedy is now in custody.
Jewish people are very strong, and when we wave that flag, we're proud to wave that flag.
And Myers says her flag is not going anywhere.
I'll keep it up as long as Israel is safe. Am Yisrael Chai.